The Viking Age began in the year 793 with the raid on the monastery of Lindisfarne in England, marking the first recorded Viking raid. The event that signifies the end of their days of glory is the killing of King Harold the Ruthless in the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066. The year 793 AD, with the attack on the Lindisfarne monastery, is often considered the start of the Viking Age. This event marked the beginning of a period during which the Vikings, seafaring people from Scandinavia, primarily Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, started conducting raids, plundering, and establishing colonies in various parts of Europe, the North Atlantic, and beyond. The Viking Age is conventionally the period characterized by the expansion of North Germanic populations, ranging from the first documented raids around 790, such as the 793 raid on the Lindisfarne Abbey, to the Norman conquest of England in 1066. The term Vikings has often been thought to refer to the Normans settled on the Scandinavian coasts, protected by fjords, engaged in raiding activities. In reality, the term more properly indicated a profession, that of a pirate, without any ethnic or geographical connotation. Anyone who set out to raid and plunder could be called a Viking, but the moment they returned home and resumed plowing their fields, they ceased to be one. Nevertheless, the term Viking Age is generally accepted by historians due to the significant impact that this phenomenon, at a socio-cultural level, had on the Nordic populations who were its main protagonists. Even William the Conqueror's grandfather was a Norman, and Harold II of England also descended from a Norman from Denmark. Many medieval Norwegian and Danish monarchs intermarried with the ruling families of Scotland and England. Geographically, the Viking Age extended not only in present-day Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, but also in territories under the dominion of North Germanic populations, namely the Danelaw, Scotland, Ireland, the Isle of Man, large parts of Russia, and Ukraine. During the same years of the Viking Age, there was the period of the greatest stability of the Byzantine Empire, i.e., the era between 800 and 1071, after the initial waves of Arab conquest in the mid-7th century. From 839 onwards, there were Varangian mercenaries in the service of the Byzantines, the most famous of all being Harold Hardrope, who waged wars in North Africa and Jerusalem in the early 3rd of the 11th century. Important Viking Age trade ports included Birka, Hedeby, Kaupang, the Kingdom of Jorvik, Staraya Ladoga, Novgorod, and Kiev. Despite considerable expansion until their Christianization, the Norse considered themselves more or less a single people, with a common language that had small dialectal variations among more distant populations. The names of Norse rulers are known only for the final part of the Viking Age, and only after its end did the development of independent nations in the Scandinavian countries from which the Vikings originated occur. Archaeological findings suggest that the Vikings reached the city of Baghdad, although the establishment of colonies in the Middle East was not as successful as in other parts of Europe due to the strong centralized power of the Umayyad and Abbasid dynasties.